33 days, 33 episodes, no off switch. From the goals and the glory to the politics and the problems of the World Cup. If you want soccer analysis from a podcast that's been over-analysing the game for more than 20 years, then this is it. Join me, Max Rushton, and our expert team of soccer journalists every day of the tournament. Can England end 60 years of hurt, or will this be another year of falling just short? Probably. World Cup Daily. Listen wherever you get your podcasts or watch full episodes on YouTube.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi!
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And tonight we're going to talk about two different earthquakes. A political earthquake, of course, that took place with the big socialist wins last night. Everybody's talking about it. We were here live when the news was breaking here on the Rita Cosby Show. And also tonight, some very sad news about other earthquakes that are taking place in Venezuela. This is very scary. Apparently, a very strong series of earthquakes rocked right near Caracas. There was one that was said to be at least 7.1, possibly 7.2 quake. It was about 100 miles west of Caracas, but felt in Caracas with buildings shaking and collapsing. And another one, a 7.5. These are major, major earthquakes that happened just about a minute later, an aftershock. And apparently there are high casualties. So we will try to get an update on that. The U.S. Geological Survey telling everybody that there may be some very sadly significant casualties, thousands upon thousands that have taken place. These earthquakes are huge. Buildings, the images that we have seen really are showing ceilings collapsing, full buildings collapsing, some of them also near the airport, and very, very chaotic images coming out of Venezuela. And as soon as we get more details, we will definitely bring that to you. But very sad news where there are reports that thousands, maybe tens of thousands may have died with a series of very powerful earthquakes out of Venezuela. And, of course, our thoughts and prayers with the people there tonight. Meantime, of course, everybody, when you think of Venezuela, you also think about socialism. And last night, there were enormous, enormous wins for the Democratic Socialists. And that is really troubling news when you see what has happened to not just the Democratic Party in New York, but the message that it sends as a whole. And the entire country has been watching it. Just a little bit ago, President Trump kicked off his America 250. He had a lot of singers, and he had the flyover with the F-35 and the band and the whole to-do. But just a little bit before, all he could talk about was the communist takeover of New York and elsewhere. And it is definitely troubling. Do you think the Democratic Party is on the verge of collapse? This, I think, is the new Democratic Party, you guys. And I think that's really bad news, not just for the Democratic Party, but for America. And the size of the wins is huge when you look at it. And one of them, it was like double the amount. The other one was pretty close to that. The other one inked it out, but also it was low voter turnout. And when I was looking at who some of the voters were, white women predominantly, and also younger people too as well. So what's going on with the Democratic Party and also America's youth? Clearly, it's some of the ones that are out there protesting on these college campuses, and they're now running for office. And let's get it straight. One of the people who won, this Daria Liza Avila Chevalier. She is the one who ousted Adriano Espaillat. He was head of the Hispanic caucus in Congress, beloved in Congress and in the Democratic Party. And she used to run Students for Palestine, Students for Justice in Palestine, after she did a summer internship in the West Bank. And then she was one of the folks who was part of the 2024 campus takeover at Columbia University. Are you seeing a troubling trend here? I sure am. Those protests that not just rock Columbia University, but rock so many college campuses started the trend of all these like takeovers of campuses that we saw in the summer of 2024. And this woman was one of the organizers of it. You can't make it up. And they want more of it. So buckle up, because if they make it to Congress, and they probably will, guys, obviously, because it's a heavy Democratic district, this is a really troubling trend. And we're going to see a lot more protests on the street. Their attitude is our way or no way. This is really a dangerous situation, and that's why it's important to raise the alarm bells. And people should have gotten out and vote. They're saying it was about 7% voter turnout for her. 7%. Are you kidding me? People need to get out and vote and have their voices heard and say, no, we are not going to accept that. But yet, a very small amount, yet a diehard dedicated amount, has ousted some major incumbents in the Democratic Party. And now you've got these crazy people like this Daria Lisa Chevalier. She just recently said she is fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization. Yeah, you heard it right. That's her platform, the total eradication of Western civilization. This is just sheer lunacy. And yet I hope that the Republicans make it crystal clear, you guys, when they get out there and say it's a choice between common sense and downright crazy. It should hopefully make the choice even more clear, but also the voice of getting out and voting even more prevalent as well. Here is President Trump just a little bit ago talking about the communist cometh. Here it is.
Buying a home is unattainable for so many Americans. Is this election legislation more important to you than resolving housing?
This is every election's important. We're doing very well. They want a lot of communists to come in. I'm saying it a little bit differently, but the people that they're pushing are communists, and this country is not going to have communists. Thank you very much.
But it already has some communists that are out there, and they don't even make any bones about it. Abolish ICE, abolish prisons, no deportation, defund the police. The list goes on and on. Non-citizens voting. This is sheer lunacy. And yet they are totally taking over the Democratic Party. They're the loudest voices. The others can't even get a word in edgewise. And they're the ones who are getting people at least galvanized to vote. That should have been a wake-up call with Zoran Mondani, and now it's on steroids with three of his big candidates. He had a clear sweep. It was a clear message, and it is clear trouble for the United States. Here's Van Jones, Democrat. He's on CNN, and this was his reaction to the New York primaries.
Well, New York City matters because the two most exciting left-wing candidates are here, AOC and Mamdani, but also this is the stronghold for the establishment, Schumer and Hakeem Jeffrey. This is a battle between the establishment and this insurgency, and the roof is collapsing on the Democratic Party establishment tonight. If Mamdani gets a hat trick, 3 out of 3, this is a new era for the Democratic Party, and you can't write off New York City because this is the place where both it's the power center for the establishment and the insurgency, and they're going head to head tonight. And right now, this is no longer a movement. This is a movement and a machine at the same time. There's just no way to sugarcoat this. If Mamdani pulls off a hat trick, it is a new era in Democratic Party politics.
Well, and if you're a moderate Democrat who's on the election, who's on the ballot this November, Van, I mean, they're all going to get asked about the positions that we're hearing from these other fellow Democrats. Well,
look, I think, from our frontline Democrats will be able to make their case for themselves. I think they'll be able to do okay. We got a lot of national security Democrats in other parts of the country, but this is a big deal tonight. And I think that look, I don't know what you want me to say here. This is a straight up battle between the establishment and the insurgency. And the establishment is getting its butt kicked tonight in New York City.
Yeah, there was no way around it. And that's from a Democrat. They're in mourning now, the, quote, established Democrats. And Dan Goldman, who got ousted, he was the one who got booted out by Brad Lander, another Mamdani-backed candidate. I mean, he was the guy who was leading the impeachment proceedings against President Trump. This wasn't like a common, cool, collect, quiet Democrat. This was like one of the boisterous, crazy ones before this. Now you got crazy on steroids after the wins last night. And here is Ro Khanna. This is the guy. This guy, I've lost all respect for this guy. This guy is Democrat from California. He's the one who's been supporting Graham Plattner with no wavering, saying, oh, yeah, he's great. People change. Don't worry about that Nazi tattoo. Everything is fine. No problems there whatsoever. I mean, that's just lunacy, sheer lunacy. But now he's going around saying what a star Mondani is. So he's happy he's got Mondani, and he's happy that Graham Plattner is still in the race. Listen to this guy, because he thinks that Mondani is the cat's meow.
But I do believe that this shows two things. First, Mondani is a star. Anyone dismissing him is just naive and out of touch. He is one of the 5 most consequential Democrats in the nation right now, and people should treat him with respect. And the second thing is that the progressive movement is on the ascendancy in the House of Representatives and across the country. And the idea of just saying, oh, this is New York, is just not true. We've been winning in Pennsylvania, in New Jersey, in Michigan, in Maine, and this is really where the energy of the party is.
Wow. One of the 5 most consequential Democrats in politics today. That is incredibly, that you know what? I hate to say, he's probably right. He is probably right, given the fact that he had a clean sweep last night, and given the fact that he has been boisterous, he's been out there, he's been unabashed, he says he's not wavering. I'm not saying it's good news. The only good news here, by the way, is that he was born in Uganda, because that means he can't run for president. Because I can tell you, he probably would try to run for president. And since he can't run for president because he was born in Uganda, AOC is probably going to run for president after the win last night. That's the sad reality, that AOC, I believe, will really step up. And she's going to say, oh, yeah, gosh, I have Zoran Mondani. I have the power of all these Democratic socialists. We have a message. We have this. We have that. We're going to go for it. That is a really sad testament. Meantime, listen to what the crowd was chanting. This is at Claire Valdez. This is one of the ones who won last night, one of the Democratic socialists. And they were chanting. They saw Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader, on the TV. And they started chanting, basically, you are next. In other words, anybody who's not with them 1,000% is gone. So listen to the chants last night. Here it is.
You're next! You're next! You're next! You're next! You're next! You're next! Some other process before they could commit.
Wow, you are next. You are next. And listen, Hakeem Jeffries ultimately ended up supporting Mondani. It's not like he's a naysayer. He's been folding pretty much, but it's not enough for them. These people will eat their young. We've seen it time and time again. If you're not 1,000% with them, Adriano Espaillat endorsed Mondani. He was supportive of Mondani, but it wasn't good enough for these people. He wasn't loony enough. So listen to this. Who else, of course, would a victory party be complete without but Hassan Piker, America Deserved 9/11? Listen to what he said last night, because he said his next victim, he says, is Richie Torres, Democrat who won very handily last night in his primary. But he made the fatal mistake in Hassan Piker's mind because he has supported Israel. Listen to this.
Hey, after tonight, my price went up. You have to be a Democratic Socialist if you want some of this shine. Sorry. 3 for 3, baby. Not even 3 for 3. 9 for 10. Conrad is the only one who didn't make it. Conrad Blackburn is the only one that on the DSA slate that didn't make it, I think. Richie Torres, I know you won tonight. I didn't even look at your race. You probably won, you piece of. Remember, I was coming for you, but you got lucky this time. But I'll see you in 2. I'll see you in 2, mother. I know you stopped talking. I know you stopped talking about Israel, Richie Torres. What happened? I'll see you in 2 years, mother. Just wait. Richie, I'm coming for you, Richie. I'm coming for you too.
This is our city.
You think it's sweet? Sit on that seat for the next 2 years. I'll see you in 2, Richie. I hope you remember that. Every day, every time there's a decision that you can make where you are pro-Israel, I hope you remember you got 2 more years, mother. 2 more years. You better act right, Richie.
Maybe not tomorrow morning. You can sleep in. But after that,
just wait.
Please show up. Our amazing slate.
That's incredible. That's Hassan Piker, who's friends with Zoran Mamdani. And you just heard that is the message for every single Democrat right now. Every single reasonable Democrat, like Richie Torres, who was a big supporter and still is of Israel. And obviously he did the fatal flaw of supporting Israel in Hassan Piker's mind. You've got an anti-Semite with a foul mouth, and they will take down anybody in their path.